Hello, dear followers, dear students, dear teacher trainees, dear English lovers. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Ibrahima Ngom Attitude. I am Mr. Ngom and I am a teacher of English. At the same time, I am the vice principal of Josong High School. Now, please subscribe to my channel for more content. Some years ago, we dealt with teaching strategies, and I taught you how to plan a lesson. And the first video was about the 10 key elements you need in a lesson plan. I also dealt with the PPP lesson planning flow. Then we dealt with a video number 3 about the 3 lesson planning phases. We also dealt with communicative competence. In today's video, we are going to see the inductive and deductive, grammar teaching approaches. In this video, my objective is, by the end of this lesson, you will be able to distinguish between inductive and deductive grammar teaching methods, apply both approaches in an EFL classroom, and finally, you will be able to evaluate their effectiveness in the Senegalese context. Let's go now. Here is a famous quote. Grammar is the business of taking a language to pieces to see how it works. Now, how can you, take a language into pieces? How can you handle grammar in a lesson? Will you give your students the rule first when teaching grammar, or let them discover the rules? Come on. Do you give your students the rule first, or let your student discover the rule in the teaching process? Meaning, here we have 2 methods, 2 approaches of teaching grammar. Number 1, deductive method. The teacher-centered method. The teacher gives instructions, the teacher gives the rules. And in number 2, the inductive approach, the teacher lets the student discover by themselves. This is called, the inductive approach. So, in the first approach, the teacher gives rules. In the second approach, the teacher lets the students discover by their own. Now, come on. So, inductive, deductive grammar teaching approaches. As you can see on the screen, they are different. Inductive, learner discovers the rule. In the deductive, the teacher gives the rules. Now let's go. Let us start with the deductive approach of teaching grammar, of course. In the deductive approach, it is also called rule-driven learning, from top to down, from the teacher to students. So knowledge is a top-down process, meaning teacher gives knowledge. So first of all, the teacher gives the rules of a grammar point. Then examples. And at the end, students practice. So, rules, example, practice. Let us see how it goes. For example, I want to teach the passive voice. Today, my lesson is about the passive voice. So, I'm going to use the deductive approach. So, first of all, I give the students the role. I tell my students that the passive voice is formed by using be plus the past participle. Okay? And I tell them that, so here you have Mary washes my shoes, and the rule is my shoes are washed by Mary. The subject becomes object, and the object becomes subject. And to be is put in the present, and wash is now in the past participle. This is a rule. I give another example if I want. Mary will wash my shoes. My shoes will be washed by Mary. So will wash is in the future. I'm going to put be in the future plus the past participle of wash. Here is the rule. Then I give the students examples to practice. Number 1, students are cleaning the boat. Ali is going to do the job. The fireman would stop the fire. The wind could open the door. And my students will refer to the rules I have given them to transform these active sentences into passive sentences. Okay? And here is the outcome of their job. The board is being cleaned. Okay? The job is going to be done. Number 3, the fire would be stopped. Number 4, the door could be opened. So here is the PPP lesson planning flow. We have CLT, we have GTM, we have DM, but in the PPP lesson planning flow, the teacher gives rules, examples, and then examples. PPP means present, practice, and produce. The teacher presents knowledge, and the teacher with the students, they practice together, then students produce. Here are the advantages of deductive approach. It is fast and time saving, so you save time. And it is an excellent for exam preparation classes. If you have a terminal class or a tourism class, you don't have enough time to lose. So using deductive approach help you save time. The third advantage is it maintains order in like classes. It maintains order in like classes because you don't ask students to discuss and find the rules. You give it to them. You save time. It is good for exam classes preparations because you have a vast, large program. So here are the disadvantages of deductive approach. It is highly teacher-centered. So the focus is on the teacher's voice, on the teacher giving knowledge to students. It is also passive learning. Students do not really, use their mind to think about, the lesson because all is given to them. Let's go now to inductive approach of teaching grammar. The inductive approach is rule discovery. The students have to discover the rule by themselves. It is bottom up from students to teacher. The teacher just give examples and ask students to observation. Then students find out the rule. Okay? Examples also with a passive voice. If I have to teach passive voice in my classes using the inductive approach, first I give students examples, sentences to observe. Here are 5 sentences. I'm going to ask my students to observe in groups or in pairs and tell me what these sentences have in common. For example, my cell phone has been stolen. Mary was invited by a friend. A new hospital ward will be built. The ambulance is driven by a lady. The engine is being repaired. So I'm going to give my students 10 minutes and ask them to find what these sentences have in common. So I'm losing time asking my students to take their time finding, but it is also important because students will think. Students will use their mind, will use their prior knowledge to find out what these 5 sentences have in common. Has been, to be in the present perfect, was to be in the present, will be to be in the future, is driven is in the present, and number 5 is being is in the present continuous. So first of all, students may find that all these sentences have something in common. It is to be. It's not finished. To be plus past participle has been stolen, was invited, will be built, is driven, and is being repaired. So they will tell me, sir, we have found something. After observing the sentences, all the sentences are formed with subject, to be, plus past participle. Fine. Here is the passive voice pattern. I have already found, the rules, and then we will practice. Now recap. Let us recap what we have already said. A deductive approach starts with a rule, and inductive approach starts with examples. Now, recapitulations. Here is the ultimate showdown. In the deductive, it is top down, from top to down, from teachers to students. In inductive is bottom up, from students to teacher. The deductive is teacher-centered. The focus is on what the teacher says. And inductive is student-centered. The focus is what student find. Okay? In deductive, it is fast and efficient. It is fast, time-saving. But in inductive, it is good, but it is slow. Okay? Because students have to explore, to observe. Yes, it takes time. And last, deductive is short-term rote. Students learn things rapidly. And inductive is long-term, and students acquire knowledge. Here, students are given the knowledge. Inductive, students find knowledge by their own, and it's not bad. Example, the present continuous. So, expose, for example, you give your students two sentences on the board. I play football every day, and I am playing football right now. So, ask your students, which action is happening now? They may or may not tell you that I am playing football right now is present continuous. Then you tell them, now, how is the present continuous formed? They may find that it is to be plus ing form. And you write on the board, to be plus ing form. I am playing football. She is reading a book. Then you provide the rule. Yes, present continuous. Subject plus be plus verb in the ing form. Here is a golden rule. You may choose deductive or inductive, but before choosing, bear in mind, you have to know your context. Adapt to your class size and time limits. I am teaching a terminal class for 1 hour. Do I have to give the students 15 minutes or 20 minutes to think about, observe some sentences? Number 2, blend the methods. You have to blend the two methods. Start with curiosity and confirm with clarity. Number 3, rules. Focus on meaning. Grammar is a tool for communication, not just a math formula. It's not formula. It is just for communication. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Now, in the comments, tell me which one is your favorite grammar teaching approach or method. Is it deductive approach or inductive approach? So tell me in the comments. Goodbye.